So I woke up this morning and realized that camera companies are lying to us when they say there's video capabilities in their cameras. It's a side note. We could put it in there, but we don't care that you want to do it. That's where me and Pentax are about to change the game. That's the wrong pocket. I bought a Pentax lens cap to signify that we need some change around here.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we got an interesting battle here as a side note to me explaining the perfect video camera that I dreamt. And this thing is designed for video. For example, this camera, amazing video. Olympus EM1 Mark III, but it was a side note to their photography first system. Don't lie to yourself. They just realized, oh, this can shoot video. Should we put it in there? Let's not forget the EM1 Mark II had phase detect, and it wasn't even enabled for video for like 17 years. So right now, we're just on a little Laowa that could, and we got two other lenses to compare that have nothing to do with today's video. But I made a dream camera, my friend, and you will witness it. We're also in log. I usually film in flat. I'm nervous because bad things happen when I grade things. We all know that. So pay attention to that for some reason. So just imagine this. In today's world, everybody is shooting for the flashy, fancy spec 8K. We can do 8K. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody wants it. Nobody can even use it. I've held a 8K file in my arms and it burned me. I said harms. I have harms. So I'm thinking, just imagine if a company did this. 2 megapixel stacked xtrans sensor. Just let that seep into your brain meat for a second. I think that's all you need for 1080p, don't quote me on that. 2 megapixels. So we have giant pixels. These things are bigger than most cameras, just the pixels. For the ultimate dynamic range. But designed for 1080p with a stacked, super speedy sensor, we're doing 1080p at up to 960 frames per second. With autofocus. Phase detect, by the way. Or something new. I was supposed to say micro four thirds in that sentence. That would have been so much more powerful. I knew I was missing one of the specs. I didn't bring out my notes. A 2 megapixel stacked micro four thirds xtrans sensor. Oh man. There's something magical about the xtrans way of life. Their RGB is different. They format it differently. 2 greens and 1 red under a sock or something. I don't understand how it works, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be the class leading, just focusing on 1080p, the best 1080p we can get. All the movies that you've seen, we're looking 1080p. All your favorite TV shows, 720p. So cinematic, you wouldn't even believe it if it bit you in the dick. That was the warpy stuff, by the way. I'm trying to walk so slowly that it wouldn't matter. This might be one of my favorite lenses for the system. It's just so tiny and light, and you do get some tonne. And it's respectable in its everyday demands. So this super 1080p focused camera, we're talking like probably doing 12-bit RAW because it's so focused on it. The speed and the 1080p-ness that you can do it raw. All right, we've seen enough of this bullshit lens. Let's switch to the 9-18, and then we have a little Leica surprise in our right pocket over here. That's the funny thing about micro four thirds. Like, I have a lens on the camera and 2 in my pocket. I can barely feel it. The right one's a little chunky. I'm not gonna lie to you. This chunk. In the most diabolical switch mankind has ever witnessed, I actually have the close focusing filter on there. I'll remove it in a second. You relax, homeboy. I just wanted to see, because that helps blur the sides. It's kind of fake tonne, but somewhat. It's a kit lens at best. If you're thinking of just a side rant, if you're thinking of getting this lens, the 9-18 Olympus, it is what you think it is. It's a kit lens, but wider. About the same quality. It's not great. There's nothing fancy about it. It gets the job done, somewhat, but I find the autofocus struggles a bit when you zoom all the way in, which you might want to. Not, maybe not. And the Stave ain't much to write home about, so we'll switch to the Leica 8 to 18 in a second. We got it back. We're borrowing it. I might buy it again. I had it. Flatter Santa sent it to me, and my Tone addiction was like, yeah, you know what? That's a 2.8. It's not really good enough. And it was kind of jerky, and the G9 at the time was losing my ass. So I was like, this is heavy too. It was like a full frame setup in the weight. But now, I might appreciate the Leica 3D pop that comes with it. Okay, I removed the close focusing filter. We're at 9 mils. I will zoom into 18 just to show you a little difference. The zoom range we get here on this magical kit lens. So I was just thinking, like, everybody is focused on the flashy spec 8K. I've always wanted just really good 1080p from Thailand. That was my goal. Just really nice 1080p. The only people who've ever done it is the Canon C100 Mark II. They focused on it. It was oversampled. Too good for all of us. But like cinematic-like in a cinema camera, that's what I want to make. I wish I had $15 million and I would put it all into this company and make the best vlogging camera. We'd make no money off it because nobody vlogs. Nobody vlogs. But if they did, the cinema would be theirs and they wouldn't even realize it. So this 2 megapixel just entirely, imagine directing all your focus into one thing, how good you'd be at that. Like all you did was learn how to drive loud trucks in your neighborhood slowly and loudly. And you think of how much noise you could make. Or if you played nothing but keyboard for your whole life, like you'd be the best musician on earth if you had natural talent. If you don't, I'm sorry. You're never going to be as good as the natural talent guy that just picked it up on a whim. He made a better song than you. You suck. But imagine a camera like that, just so dedicated to video, you could do without some of the photography-related things in a camera, like a grip. Do we really need one? You're on a tripod all the time. We're saving weight. No EVF. But a bigger, like, oh God, what a terrible lighting scenario I stopped in. Oh, that's on me. A big, like, not too battery hogging big, but like a 3.5 inch, 2.7 million dot screen. Something like really reliable that you can manually focus with. Like the best peaking you ever seen. Like, wow, that's so accurate. Like you would have fun manually focusing because of this screen. That's in the Pentax Vlogger 1. This lens is utter bullshit. Let's switch to the Leica and have some semblance of dignity returned to us. That's a hefty bitch. Oh man, did the weight ever just jump? Oh wow, that's noticeably much heavier. This is no longer comfortable in any means. I feel like the autofocus has lost me, but the Leica 3D pop, even in a zoom lens, they said it wasn't possible, but Leica made it happen. The Tone, so much Tone. So this Pentax V1 has a quad-core processor in here. This is a computer, basically. Everybody's stinging out on the processing power. It takes so long for a GoPro to update just so it doesn't freeze. Like everybody, like smartphones have these super powerful machines behind them, backing them, like a grandfather would. Man, the Pentax V1's only purpose in life is to give you the best 1080p you've ever seen. And everything behind the scenes, the workhorses, they're just pumping. And there's heat sinks, light ones. Copper, but like aluminum copper. So light, but the heat's just leaving. And there's like a fan, but like the most silent, grease-filled fan you've ever heard. You couldn't hear it. I once tried to hear the fan. I went to the meetings where they were developing it, and I was like, is it on? And I went so close I actually cut my ear because I couldn't hear it. It was so silent. I'll move on from this lame joke. So we've set the foundation here, just an ultra streamlined event where it's like the processor is so powerful, but the codecs are so efficient that they're just everything. Like you're so surprised that you're getting 1080p 12-bit RAW that looks so cinematic, the most dynamic range you've ever seen in a Micro Four Thirds sensor. You're like, wow, it never overheats, unlimited recording times. That's fantastic. But let me tell you about the perks. No IBIS. It's a perk, trust me. You know what I hate about vlogging on side streets? I could be in this super busy area where like there's a mall, there's hundreds of people looking at me and I won't give a shit. But on a side street, it's one person and it gets so awkward. You're talking, are people sneaking up on you in the back? Leave me alone. Why is that? Stay at home. Stay safe, you dickheads. So we've all seen ibis struggle with the wide lenses. It's never perfect, and on super long telephoto glass, it's not that good. It's not as good as lens stabe, so why not, since you can't have both ibis and variable NDs in there, we got you. A variable ND, electronic, I don't know how they work, but it's in there. No ibis, but we got the best digital stabe you ever seen, and all our lenses have lens stabe. Super light though, like marshmallows. Now don't quote me on this, but we might be able to get something like a catalyst browse situation happening in camera with our super speedy processors. I doubt it, but at least a GoPro level, something like that. I don't mind a high shutter speed. You just put motion trails on and you're good to go. Why you just relax? I said, why are you relaxing? While telling you to relax. That's a contradiction. I'll stop. But can you imagine the smoothness? Just really good lens stabe designed for walks, up and down, shakes. When I see like, there's this UFC embedded show that I watch before a UFC pay-per-view event. They have like, it's always filmed on these Canon cameras, I can tell, and it's just lens stabe. It can be a little jerky at times, but it looks more natural than the weird floaty ghost ibis. So lens stabe, and then with the digital corrections, dare you dream it. And then we have catalyst browse after if you absolutely need for ghost shows floating. I just zoomed into 18 millimeters to tell you about the dual ISO capabilities. I'm thinking it kicks in at like 3200 or 6400. I haven't decided. We'll talk with the team. But like, I don't like that Sony kicks in at 12,800. And like, have I released that yet? I'm not sure. I have a video coming or released already that shows Sony versus Fuji. And until that like 10,000 ISO-ish, Fuji's much cleaner. That's stupid. That is really stupid. So usability, like you could want to be at 3200 sometimes or 6400. Imagine it being the cleanest ISO you've ever seen. Someone's walking towards me. This is awkward. I feel stupid. Oh, they're social distancing me. Thank God for the virus. It's really real. It's really super real. Where is she? Ah, damn. Now there, yay! Welcome to my show. I need not mention that we have the largest battery ever known to man in this thing. Also super light, a new tech, but it's big and reliable. And it's like, you got 3 hours, and it's 1080p, come on. That thing will last you forever. People are like, oh, I want 4K, as if you need it. And then you up-res it, upload it to 4K on YouTube. People are like, what, is this 8K? How did you do it? What is this, a Pentax V1? Wow. The last thing I want to mention, this thing has LUTs for afterwards. The thing I hate about Fuji, they have all these film simulations, but if you use them in camera, then you lose all your dynamic range. You want to film in log, and then they only have Eterna and Black Death, whatever that one, no, Bleach Bypass, something bullshit. That thing looks like you all died, you're zombies. That's dumb. So we got your back. We have all these film simulations that emulate the various film periods, decades. Like, oh, here's the 50s LUT. Here's the 70s. Wow, look at that. 80s? Y'all seen those 80s movies? That could be yours. Just film in raw log. Pentax. Oh my God. A fountain. They just turned on that fountain. I thought it was like a wolf rushing towards me. There's not a lot of wolves around here, so the odds of it happening doesn't justify the level of fear I had, but still, better be safe than sorry. So what do you think of that dream camera? Just super focused on video, maybe a camcorder style body. You could even have it a fixed lens system. You buy different ones for different focal lengths. We have a bunch of different options. Maybe, that might be stupid. No zooms. All primes? Imagine that. 10 mil Tony, 1.8 prime with Boss, Sony Boss Stabe in there. Huh? Our lenses would have that vintage look, of course. The 3D pop LED glass, just the separation. Dynamic infidelity. That's definitely not the word. I have a dictionary, I'll read it. Hey, kitty. I gotcha. I'm zooming.
Take it easy, eh?
We got a kitty. You're a kitty. Come here, kitty. Come here. Oh, I suck at filming. Come be friendly. Your name's Scout? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, little buddy. Am I filming any of this? What a great angle this is. Oh, I'm the best. I'm the best. I tell you, the 18 to, like the 16 to 35 type of zoom range, especially when you're not looking at the screen, it's not the most flexible. So would this camera sell well? I don't know why you're so focused on the profits. Just do something for the love, you dick. There's probably not a huge market, and just like, oh no, 1080p only? What the hell? This is 2022. What bunch of you losers don't even know what you want? All you really need is good 1080p with real focus in there on the love and the dynamic range and the quality of that 1080p. It's the best color science you ever seen. No more RGB. No more. There's more. I've seen more colors. Those are only 3 colors. Why would there be good colors coming from that? Trust me, I'd throw a pink in there. Not a Panasonic pigskin pink. Dick. I would be all over a camera like that, just designed for video from day one. Whereas like we get the leftover crumbs of a photography-based system that can also do video. And then everybody's shooting for these high megapixels for better photo quality. And then we're stuck with shit like 8K with unusable files. What do you think? I'm right. I'm right and you agree. Which lens did you prefer today? Was the Leica much better than the 9 to 18? Now that I've seen it, or felt it, I think it's too heavy. And the 9 to 18 is too ugly, so the 12mm tone it too. And the Laowa is your only hope. Don't even get these, so I'm gonna sell that 9 to 18. What a terrible decision that was. And we pick up the pieces of our broken lives, and we move on. There's no other Olympus lens you could even get, but that has nothing to do with the video. Although I made it apart. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I zoomed. Huh? Huh? I'm gonna go. After you subscribe, of course. I'll wait. You're stubborn. I'll just leave then. Fine. You're missing out. I'm not. I'm just gonna walk away. It's not like I'm tethered to the camera with a cord. What am I, a baby? I'm not. I'm gonna go.